Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Obsessive Compulsive Gaming. I am the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, and this is my review for ABSOLUM. So dear viewers, this video game released quite recently, and this is a side-scrolling beat-em-up action game with roguelite elements. And if you don't know what roguelite is, then I suggest you look it up post-haste. But in a nutsack, it basically means that you'll choose a character, you'll set out on what is called a run, with the hope that you're going to get to the end of the game. But should you die at any point during this run, you'll be sent back to the hub world thingamajig, in which you can power up your character, buy upgrades, even change your character if you want, and then you'll set out from the very beginning again in the hope that you'll either get further this time or get to the very end of the bloody game. And that's a kind of bad explanation for what a roguelite is. Speaking of bad, let's review this video game the only way I know how. Badly. And let's start with what I enjoyed about ABSOLUM. Well, just feast your eyes on this, dear viewers. This game's visuals are splendid, and I'd expect nothing less coming from the studio responsible for such beat-em-up juggernauts as Streets of Rage 4 and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. And this game plays an awful lot like those particular video games because this game is first and foremost a side-scrolling beat-em-up game. So you'll move through the areas, beating up enemies, picking up weapons that you can throw at enemies, picking up health, picking up food, taking on bosses. If you played any kind of side-scrolling beat-em-up in the past, you know exactly what you're getting here. 4 playable characters, each with their own particular weapons and skills. Now, I didn't try out 3 of the other characters. I stuck with the main character that we play as at the beginning of the game. But I'm sure when I replay this game, and you can bet your third nipple I will replay this game, that I'll try and finish the whole thing with the other 3 characters. Just like beat-em-ups of old, which are quite renowned for their soundtracks, I'm looking at you, Streets of Rage 2. ABSOLUM has an absolutely fantastic soundtrack. Of course, it's very different to anything you would hear in Streets of Rage. This is more orchestral, cultured, you know, the type of music that posh people usually listen to. Well, posh people who have a penchant for video games, of course. To go with that wonderful music, we also have a whole myriad of wonderful stages, most of which you probably won't experience on your first, or even second, or third, or even fourth playthrough of this game. You see, this game features what are called divergent paths, which means you can go from one stage to a completely different stage you've not seen before by simply leaving the map from a completely different exit. There's also side quests, merchants. Of course, there's the coveted true ending that you can go for, with its own true final boss who is, well, to say he's a complete and utter pain in the ass would be to compare him to a gay porn star. What I'm trying to say is he's a particularly difficult fight, so if you're going for the true ending, you're gonna wanna have your character leveled up with all the skills and witty one-liners that you would need to take down a boss of this magnitude. Well, you can't equip your character with one-liners, but you get what I mean. So all in all, dear viewers, I had an absolute wonderful time with ABSOLUM. And like I've already said, I will be replaying this game constantly. So if that's not an indicator of how good this video game is, then, I guess nothing is. Therefore, I declare that ABSOLUM, whatever the hell it's called, is splendid. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my review for this particular video game. If you enjoyed this little review of mine, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed it, well then feel free to give me a thumbs down. But please remember the single most important thing I always tell you, dear viewer, and that is to always stay obsessed with gaming. Are you still here? Oh, you must have really enjoyed this video then. In that case, you had better subscribe to the channel and check out our other content. Otherwise, you're a booby pants, and no one wants to be a booby pants.